Adventures in time and space, transcribed in future tense.
Dimension X.
This is the story of Riesling, the singer of the spaceways. You've probably sung his songs in school, in English, French, or German. The language doesn't matter, but it was an earth tongue. But the real story of Riesling is not found in the footnotes of a scholar's critique or a publisher's biography. It is in the memories of the old-time spacemen, the pioneers who pushed the thundering old-fashioned rockets to the far, strange ports that are our commonplace heritage. These men know the true story of Riesling.
The arching sky is calling spacemen back to their trade. All hands stand by, free falling, and the lights below us fade. Outride the sons of terror, far drives the thundering jet, up leaps the race of earthmen, out far and onward yet.
When I first met Riesling, he was hustling drinks in the Twin Moons Bar at Drywater, Mars. He'd won a guitar off a Chinese barkeep at Luna City by cheating at one thumb, and he made his whiskey by singing in the bar and passing the hat.
Listen to her, Hudson. Don't she strum pretty? Like a 16-year-old gal.
Say, how much you collect on that last song?
$3 Martian and a slug. Al grabbed it from my bill. You don't trust me no more. Funny, never did have no luck with hound dogs nor Martian barkeep.
Hey, Riesling, look over there by the bar. There's an Institute 4 striper giving him the eye. Know him?
Captain Hicks off the Goshawk.
He's sure giving you the once-over. Maybe he's got a job.
They don't make never no mind to me. I've been blacklisted. Hicks logged me for making up a song on watch. Right fine song, too.
Hold it. Here comes the brass arm.
Riesling, I've been looking for you.
I've been right here, Skipper. You saw to that.
I need a jetman on the Goshawk.
Interesting. Real interesting.
Well?
I got news for you, Skipper. You blacklisted me, remember?
Well, you kept your nose clean, and we need an experienced man.
Been a little changing down aft in the Goshawk, ain't there, Skipper?
How'd you know that?
You got that new atomic pile drive. Last 3 of them tea kettles blew somewhere in the asteroids.
Look, it's double pay, but if you're scared...
Scared? Listen, fella. For double pay, I'd jump off the top of the Harriman Tower if you allowed me rubber heels for the landing.
All right, then. You show up tonight to sign the book. Sober.
Got no choice, Skipper. Money and me is total strangers.
We lift at 11:30 Mars time. Sober, you understand, Riesling?
You taking the job?
Well, that Goshawk is one stinking old tub. Her engine's got more bugs than a beagle dog in spring. And that new drive is about as safe as a pretty gal in the Ozarks. But I reckon she'll do for one more trip.
Welcome home, Riesling.
Hi, Jimmy Legs. Meet my friend Hertzman. He's signing on as a wiper. This here's Jimmy Legs Casey. He's bosun. Can't hold his liquor no more than a sieve, poor boy.
Mr. Casey.
Riesling, you sober enough to sign the book?
Drunk or sober, I'll make my mark. Stand aside.
3 X's?
It took me a middle name.
Yeah, you 2 lay below. And Hertzman.
Aye, sir.
Get him sobered up before the skipper makes rounds.
Jimmy Legs, I'm sober as a hanging judge.
Yeah? Well, you can leave that bottle here.
What bottle?
The one in your back pocket. Oh, glass buttons, maybe, huh? Give it here.
Jimmy Legs, I swear I'm going to write a song about you.
Go ahead, threaten me. Now get below. We raise ship in 30 minutes.
Hi, Skipper.
Riesling, What the devil are you doing up here on the bridge without permission?
Figured I'd take a little stroll.
Riesling, get below
No,
before
no,
I have...
Hold on, Skipper. You'll have that gold braid just crawling up your arm. I'm up here on business.
Well,
That number 2 jet ain't fit. Cadmium dampers are warped.
why tell me? Tell the chief engineer.
I did. He says they'll hold.
Well,
He's wrong.
he's wrong. He's got a Harriman Institute degree in power electronics. And some drunk space rat says he's wrong.
Skipper, I was damping jets when that shirt-tail tad wore pins for buttons.
I've got no time for you, Riesling. Casey, sound takeoff.
Aye, sir.
I'm telling you, Skipper, that number 2 jet's gonna blow. Dampers warped crooked like a turtle's back.
Riesling, drag your deadhead out of here. Get below.
Go ahead from control tower, Captain.
All right, Casey. Fire 1 and 4.
Blast for 3 watches before going into free flight. Riesling and I had the second watch. Damping was done by hand in those days with a multiplying vernier and a danger peeper. And as long as the peeper ticked off slow and steady, we knew the ship was safe. For a while. Hey, Riesling, you better stow that guitar. If Jimmy Legs catches it, he'll blow a gasket.
Don't worry, I can damp this tea kettle in my sleep.
How's number 2?
All right, so far. Did you ever hear that song about Hicks, the one that got me blacklisted?
Oh, the skipper is the father of his crew, a gentle guiding light to me and you. But on Mars he likes his women if they walk or if they're swimming, or if they've got 6 arms instead of 2.
Hey, the second verse is better.
Now the skipper likes his liquor by the quart. Yes, he'd go from Mars to Venus for a snort. He'll drink rocket fuel and...
Well, hi, Skip. Didn't see you come in.
You were too busy, eh? Who's watching the gauge?
I got an eye on it. Don't you fret none.
Riesling, I'm going to fix it so you can't get a berth on a rocket-powered pogo stick. Report to Casey under arrest.
I don't rightly think I will.
You what?
You kind of forget, Skipper. According to Space Code, you can't remove a jetman till the end of the watch, right?
Now, look, you corn-fed space lawyer.
Now, is that a rule or ain't it?
Riesling, your shift is over at 2300. And I'll see you ride the rest of the way in slop locker.
Maybe. Maybe. In the meantime, you clear out of my power room. I gotta make me up a 3rd verse for my song.
I got it. Power room.
Damp number 2 a point.
Number 2, all right.
Hey, let me have that mic. Jimmy Legs, is that forced dry boil up there?
Give me that, Casey. Riesling, I've taken just about enough from
And
you.
I've got a little news for you, Skipper. Number 2 jet is bulging like a fat lady in a satin skirt.
Listen, you clown, that's
Skipper, I think I'm gonna junk my song and start over. I could do much better
This
on
is
you.
the last time, Riesling. Damp number 2 a point.
Why, sure. Look out, Hertzman. I'll take it. You watch the gauge. Now. You need me here. She's bucking a little. Riesling, hit the emergency. Ah, she won't damp. It's that more. There go the lights. Riesling, stay down behind the baffle. I've got to take a look. It's radioactive. Look out. I've got to piece the hot stuff out of the tube.
What's going on down there?
Shut up, Jimmy Legs. I'm busy. Hey, she's tight now.
What happened?
Number 2 blew, you lunk-headed space rat.
You all right?
A little sunburn. The lights are gone. What's the matter with the emergency circuits?
Riesling.
Jimmy Legs, get some lights down here. It's dark. Get the emergency light on.
They're on, Riesling. They went on after the blast. The lights are on.
What are you talking about? Jimmy Legs. Jimmy Legs, turn on the lights. It's dark. Turn on the lights.
That blue radioactive glow from the jets was the last thing Riesling ever saw. His optic nerve was burned out in an instant. He was in sick bay on the rest of the trip, Then on the swing back, we set Riesling down at dry water Mars.
Look out for the cable, Riesling.
Thanks, Hertzman. Hey, Riesling.
That you, Jimmy Legs?
Hold up a minute, will you? Oh, Riesling.
Jimmy Legs, I promised I'd write a song about you, didn't I?
Sure, Riesling, sure.
Can't seem to sing like I used to.
Look, Riesling, the men up on the bridge feel kind of bad about this.
Yeah? Why didn't they think of that when Riesling told them that damper was shot?
Now, Hertzman, that's all over.
Sure. That's all forgotten. Riesling, let's get down to the Twin Moons before I vomit.
Now, hold it. The skipper feels pretty bad about the whole thing, Riesling.
Kind of late for that, Jimmy Legs. Feeling sorry don't hold no corn.
The boys passed the hat. The skipper kicked in half a month's pay.
Did he now? Then on principle, I suppose I ought to tell him to stuff it back up the jets. But you can't buy no drinking whiskey on principle. I'll take it.
Here you are. I'll get it. I'll be seeing you, Riesling.
Sure, Jimmy Lee. Sure. Come on, Hertzman. Let's get that drink.
That was all. Just another space bum who didn't have the good sense to finish before his luck ran out. Well, Riesling holed up at the Twin Moons till his money was gone. Then he hooked a ride on a crawler over to Marsopolis. It was a boom town then, with an industrial district mushrooming between the Lesser and Grand Canals. I ran into Riesling about 2 months later, playing his guitar on a jetty that ran out into the canal. He had a dirty rag tied over his eyes with a jetman's knot, and his hat was on the wharf beside him.
Riesling! Who's that? Wait a minute. Hertzman.
Yeah, how you been?
Passable. Say, is this a Venusian dime?
Ah, it's a slug.
I figured.
Well, how's it going? Singing again?
Some. Working saloons, mostly. But I've been thinking some funny songs, Hertzman. The words come out different than they used to. Come on along the canal with me.
Sure. Here, take my arm.
I know the way. That's a funny thing, Hertzman. I figure I know it better than other folks. Look back there, towards the city. What do you see?
Factory towers. Smell them from here.
But it don't seem that way to me. I remember them old buildings, old before Bible times on earth. Thin and graceful like the fairy palaces my Grammy used to tell about down home in the hills.
Well, they've torn them down now, or else blocked them up with cinder bricks.
Hertzman, when I stand out here on the canal, I can see it the way it used to be. The water, ice blue with the stars shining up out of it. Way off there, the city with the towers sweeping up like a bird flying off a tree. I can see it.
It's the dirtiest stink hole in the system.
Not always. Depends on how you see it.
Bone tie the race that raised the towers, forgotten are their lores. Long gone the gods who shed the tears that lap these crystal shores. Slow beats the time-worn heart of Mars beneath this icy sky. The thin air whispers voicelessly that all who live must die.
You make that up. Why don't you go home, Riesling?
Home? Earth. I've been thinking about that, Hertzman. When I was a youngster down in the Ozarks, I used to climb a big old oak tree my daddy had in the dooryard. You could see the hills for miles, green and cool. I've been thinking about that.
Why don't you go back then?
I couldn't see them hills no more now. I couldn't stand to see black when I knew they was lying all around me, cool and green in the sun. I couldn't stand that.
Yeah.
Well, let's get back to town, Hertzman. Today I made $3.50 mush, and I'm all set to drink it down before dawn. Come on!
I lost track of Riesling after that. I shipped out on a slow freight of the Condor class for Luna, and he hitchhiked to ride to Venusburg on an ore ship in the Tri-Planet run. So he beat around the system. Venusburg to Layport to Drywater to New Shanghai and back. Any spaceport was his home, and no skipper had refused to lift the extra mass of Riesling and his battered guitar. He made up his songs sitting out watches down in the power rooms with old shipmates while the monotonous beat of the jets shook the hull plates.
Hear the jets.
Hear the jets.
Hear them snarl at your back when you're stretched on the rack. Hear the jets. Feel the pain in your ship. Feel the strain in your grip.
Hear the jets.
Feel her rise, feel her drive. Strand steel come alive on her jets.
Little by little, his songs began to travel along the spaceways ahead of him. Raw spaceman songs with titles like Since the Pusher Met My Cousin and The Spacesuit Built for Two. But more and more, we began to hear a different kind of song. Strange, sad songs, the ones you find printed in the centennial editions. Dark Star Passing, Death Song of a Woods Cove. And then, finally, The Green Hills of Earth. It grew for 20 years, that song. They say it started way back when Riesling was down in the labor camps on Venus, singing for the indentured men.
Now, if someone will kindly pass a bottle. Oh, it is not much, Riesling. Here. It'll do. What is that stuff?
Tequila. You cannot make him good here on Venus.
What do you use?
Carac bush. Home it is different.
Where are you from, son?
Tasco, Mexico.
That's a long way from here.
See, a long way.
How'd you come to sign on?
The man comes out to the village from the city in a shining automobile. Very big. He says there is work. You sign the paper for 10 years and you work. Yeah, work. There is work here, all right. 10 stinking hours in the jungle with machete. I tell you, when I get home to Earth...
What'll you do, son?
What is the use? We aren't getting home. You know how many men die out there in the swamp today? 10 men. 10! What is the use? My mother, she's dead. My father don't care.
A girl?
Oh, she says she wait. I don't know.
Sure, son.
You sing some more, Riesling. We drink, you sing.
Maybe a new song, son.
We rot in the molds of Venus. We regurgitated breath. Foul are her flooded jungles, a-crawling with unclean dead. Let the...
What is the matter? Finish the song, Riesling.
I can't. Can't yet. It just don't come. I'll finish it when I go home. That's it. When I go home to the hills. Now, pass that bottle. The dawn whistle don't blow for 4 hours.
That's where the Green Hills started. And I was there when it was finished. It was 20 years after that. And there wasn't a man flying or on the beach hadn't heard of Riesling and his songs. He was getting old now for a spaceman. He was a familiar figure through the whole system. Tall, gaunt, and with that dirty bandage tied across his blind eyes. I was chief jetman then on the old Falcon. We were cradled at Venus Alice Isle, scheduled for a direct jump to Great Lakes, Illinois, on Earth. I was checking in dunnage when Riesling felt his way up the gangway and came through the lock.
Riesling!
Who's that?
Mike Hertzman.
Hertzman.
Well, what are you doing on this old hog?
I figured I'd ride her back to Earth.
Earth? Are you going home, Riesling? I thought you were never going to make that run.
I've been hankering to set foot in the Ozarks again.
How about those hills?
I've been singing about him so long now, Hertzman. I got to finish the song. I got to set foot in the dooryard and hear the wind through that oak tree. About the last thing I'll be doing. I got to get home before it...
Riesling, there's a new company policy.
You see, Hertzman, I'm getting just a little old.
But Riesling, listen. No more deadhead rides. The new code book is in force.
Oh, I seen code books come and go.
The skipper's one of them youngsters fresh out of Harriman Institute cadet training. He's liable to throw the book at you.
At me? I've been around space as long as Halley's Comet and Brewster's Ridge. I'm going back to Earth, the cool green hills of Earth. I'm going home.
All secured, Hertzman. What are you doing here?
That's Riesling, Captain.
Riesling, huh?
I'm dragging it back to Earth, Captain.
Not in this ship. Hertzman, have this man removed.
Funny thing, Captain, I sprained my shoulder sudden.
Look, Skipper, you're a youngster. You're pretty new out here. I'm going home. You don't know what that means to an old man, going home.
I can't take you. Against the Harriman Code.
Oh, now look, Skipper. You can slide me by to the distressed spaceman's clause in that code book.
Distressed spaceman, my eye. You've been bumming around the system for 30 years.
Skipper, you make me do something I never done for no one before. I'm an old man. An old blind man, and I want to go home. I ain't never crawled in front of a four-striper in my life, but you gotta let me drag home. The law says a man's got a trip coming to him. You can stretch for a poor old blind man, now can't you? You got it, Skipper.
All right, you old space rat. But keep out of the way. I run an efficient ship, and I don't want any trouble.
No, sir. No, sir. No trouble. I'll just lay down to the power room. I kind of like to be near the jets when they blast off for Earth.
Sit down, Riesling. Take a load off your feet.
Thanks, Mac.
Stand by for lift. Stand by.
Best seat in the system. Power room and an old Hawk glass ship.
Power room, fire 3.
I see.
The cool green hills of Earth.
You still singing that, Riesling?
Oh, some. I changed her a little. Gonna finish her now, Mac. Going home to finish her.
Yeah. Have you seen those new automatic dampers, Riesling? You don't have to do nothing but sit and watch.
Where's the peeper?
Turned off. She's all automatic.
You have it soft nowadays. When I was twisting her tail, you had to stay awake. You got an old hand damping plates on?
All but the links. Iron shipped them. They cover up the dials.
You might need them.
No, the automatics handle. Finally going home, Riesling, huh? Won't seem the same out past the moon.
I've been waiting for this a long time, Mac. Gonna be good to get home, I reckon.
The argent sky is calling spacemen back.
Mac, you all right? I got the emergency. The hand dampers, where are the leaks? Mac, you ought to be on the wall here somewhere. I got him.
Power room, what's the alarm? Emergency squad coming in.
Stay out, the place is hot. Radiation blast.
Stay behind the baffle.
I got the link shift. I can hand damper now.
What's going on in there?
I'm still in Jet 3.
Is this McDougal?
McDougal is dead. This is Riesling on watch.
Riesling, get out of there. You'll kill yourself.
Don't worry, Skipper. I know this power room like the inside of my shirt. Somebody's got a damper.
Riesling, I'm sending in a crew.
No use. The whole room will be hot for an hour and the other jets won't hold. Skipper, throw on the recording tape.
What?
Throw on the recording tape. I want to get something down.
Tape's on, Riesling. Stop it, Riesling. The radiation will burn you down.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, pretty sharp sunburn. Pick me out of here with the tongs and bury me in a lead-shield coffin. Okay, Skipper. She's clean. Radiation's getting brighter. I can almost see it. Bright, rosy like the sun. Like the sun over the hills down home. I got my song figured right now. Here it comes.
We pray for one last landing on the globe that gave us birth. Let us rest our eyes on the fleecy skies of the cool green hills of Earth.
I can see him now. The hills. The sun. I can see the sun.
That's the way he died. Riesling, the blind singer of the spaceways, singing of the home he never reached, the cool green hills of Earth.
Be with us at this same time next week for another adventure into the unknown world of Dimension X.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, check. Oh, fuck it.
Hey there, good morning, weirdos. What's up?
What's up?
I am here. I am weird. Get used to it. You get the profile shot today. There you go. Crazy old weird bearded profile.
There you go. That's what you get when you get what you get. When you get what you get what you get. Shut up.
Shut up, damn it. I said shut the hell up.
Shutting up, sir.
If you were with me this morning, you heard the Green Hills of Earth. Robert Heinlein's story about a guitar player in space. There you go. I was just thinking that'd be my friend in space, right? That'd be him.
That's David.
All right. So I've been up since like 3. Unfortunately, I spent way too much time in bed napping yesterday. I finally, I laid down at about 2 and I crawled out of bed at about 8. Wow. I didn't sleep the whole time. I was up and I probably got up and down 3 or 4 times during that period. So the brief periods of sleep that I had in between were about 6 hours. I probably got about 3.5, 4 hours sleep out of that, which was pretty good. So I got up and I had dinner and then watched a little TV with the missus and then came over here and started with the stuff here. I actually last night between 8 and midnight created my video time machine. Yeah, it took me about 3 or 4 hours. Probably closer to 3 hours. It came out to about 110 minutes. About. I started loading it last night at about midnight. Between midnight and 1, I started loading it onto YouTube. I got up this morning and came out at about 4 a.m. and it was still loading. And then had to go through the checks. I didn't think I was going to be on my show this morning. Hey, good morning, Joey. I thought the whole uploading and copyright checks, I thought that was going to take forever. And it didn't. Right about 4:30, I was able to put on my pre-show, old-time radio show, and I'm surprised. I only got 2 copyright hits on it, and it's blocked in Russia because of 2 songs, and that's it. So I'm going to let it go as it is and hope that it doesn't get a copyright slam on it for some other reason. But that's it. That is it. The video time machine is loaded. It's in the can. I'm just going to set the release date on it, and it is going to be happening at 5 o'clock on Thanksgiving evening. All of Thanksgiving is programmed. When I hit this one last time with this video, that's it. Thanksgiving is done, over with. That means the entire week is finally finished. It took me all weekend and right up until now just to finish this week. Sheesh. Sheesh. So yesterday I was able to get started on my ceiling light in the living room. What I did was I measured the middle of the ceiling this way, and then measured the middle of the ceiling this way. And actually the way I did it was I put it in front of the window. It's not exactly in the center of the room. It's more over the window because I wanted this to work with this cabinet missing in this room. If this cabinet goes, then the room is perfectly symmetrical on either side of this lamp, right? Right now it seems like it's a little off to one side, but that's only because of the way I've got this cabinet in here. And I like to plan for things, so there you go. I cleared the spot. It looks like a crop circle on my acoustic ceiling up there. I made a nice round spot and smoothed it down flat. I made a nice little trench, scraped it out smooth, and then painted the trench. And it dried yesterday, and then I ran out of energy and crawled into bed. Because we went, and right after that I went and cleaned a house, and I cleaned 2 houses, and that just tore me up. Today is a Wednesday. My daughter does not have a class today because it was canceled. So that's cool. So my wife is going to go off, and actually, I don't think she works today. She usually goes and helps out some friends on Wednesdays, but I think they said, it's holidays, forget it. So if she's home today, we're going to finish this lamp, this ceiling light. I've got to go get some more of this plastic track to hide the wire, and I've got to get a 90-degree turn and a 90-degree down. Once I get those 3 items, we're ready to go. So if she's going to be running off this morning, oh well, she's not. So at some point, I guess when she gets up, we'll run off to Home Depot, grab what we need, come back and finish this friggin' thing and put that light up. Once we get that light done, we can start the light in our bedroom. I think I just need to buy a switch, some more cable, and some more plastic wire hidey stuff, right? I'm going in. I can't wait. I can't wait. I always say that, and then I just, I could have probably waited. Oh yeah, I could have probably waited. Sangre or Libertad? What movie? What movie? Sangre or Libertad? So, huh? Tell me, what movie? Yeah, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Put on some westerns last night. I was sitting here. My wife went off to bed at about 10 and left me out here by myself. I was lucky I got up early enough last night to have at least a couple of hours to hang out with her here. She was over there watching her trace amounts of blood and semen shows, and I'm sitting over here doing my little thing. But it's neat because now with the couch and the living room there and my office here, we actually could hang out together more. Before, when it was just the set and the studio and stuff in here, and it wasn't really a living room, it was kind of a drag. You know, wasn't any place for anybody to come and hang out. And now I can dress it like a living room. Of course, it looks horrible right now. Right now, it looks like it looks like a movie set. So by the end of today, it'll be looking back to normal, well lit. Fingers crossed that my energy holds out. I gotta sustain positive forward momentum. Yeah. That's not easy to do. So last night my wife made tiki marsala and white rice. Chicken tiki marsala. It's good. It's very, very aromatic and zesty and pungent. And I got up, and after I was awake for about an hour, I'm like, I gotta eat. I'm gonna have to eat. I'm gonna have to go back to bed in a couple of hours. I need to eat. So I got a little plate of rice and some tiki marsala and put it on, and I bring it in, and I just wanted to sit here and kind of eat and monitor my stuff. And I bring it in, I set it down, I put it in front of me, and it's like it wafted up in front of my face, and I'm like, oh man, and I had to set it aside for a few minutes because it just overwhelmed me with the smells and yeah, my body was not ready for that. And so I had to let it sit there for a good thing. I heated it up really hot because I had to let it sit there for like 5 minutes before I could get back to it. It was still hot. It was very, very good, but very, very flavorful. And after a nap, when you were just waking up, oh man, that was pretty rough on my system. Pretty rough stuff. Yeah. Sorry, I just had a song going through my head. So it was a Who, Pete Townsend song. What was it, Rough Boys? Oh. I think it's Pete Townsend. I'm going to have to put on some Pete Townsend. Hello. That's good stuff right there. It's neat that I can just dig up whatever I want to listen to on one of these computers and Bluetooth it to my stereo, crank it to my speakers and fill the house full of the whatever it is I'm listening to. God, I'm so pumped up that my video time machine came out okay. I figured I might have to knock it down to an hour and a half episode. It's not even 2 hours, so I was like, oh man, I couldn't even make 2 hours, right? But it's a good show. It's a good show. It's got a lot of Native American stuff in it. If I get a chance, I guess I'm going to go back to creating more videos. I've been working on Dimension X over here, and I've been working on creating titles and graphics for The Great Gildersleeve, so that I could do those episodes and get those knocked out. What I'm hoping is this weekend, while my daughter's around, is to get my phone set up, get YouTube on my phone, and do the video check verification thing on my phone through YouTube so that I can upload as many fucking videos as I want per day. Once that happens, I can then upload 2 months out, right? Upload all the Gildersleeve for 2 months out, then do the Dragnet, and then Night Beat, and then just load it all up, you know, so that I'm hands-free and I can work on other shit, you know. I can have shit going on over here and shit going on over here and shit on my channel going on that I don't even have to fuck with. I was just poking around this morning. It keeps throwing up on my home page on YouTube. Check out these channels, right? And there's this live old-time radio thing, 24/7 old-time radio shows blasting on all the time, right? And I go to their channel real quick just to see what it's about. And they've got like over 6,000 videos and 1 million viewers and subscribers and stuff. And they've got all of the shows that I'm doing already uploaded and complete in their entirety, the entire series. And I'm like, it was kind of depressing at first. It was kind of like, oh man, it's like, what am I even doing this for? Why do I even bother, right? And then I realized that everything that I do, even if it's borrowed content, it's still unique because I put my own twist on it. Like with the old Dimension X episodes, it's not just a picture hanging there, right? And it's, or just some kind of weird thing going on. I actually create a world for you to step into watching those videos. And I think that I am going to ease up on, because I've uploaded so many episodes of so many series that I really, really love, and because everything is already out there, I'm going to actually just not do every single episode anymore. I'm not. There are certain shows that I'm going to do the entire show and I'm going to do it my way. There are other shows that I'm just going to do a couple of seasons of and then move on to another show and do a couple of seasons of, so that we have stuff on the channel to talk about. That's basically the only reason why I'm uploading all of this content, is so that we have content to discuss. And then I could just say, okay, well, here's a link to some other content, right? Check the rest of it out. What I'd like to do is start creating a video, like the video time machine. Actually create the time machine on a video so that you go in, and when you put the video on, you are inside of this time machine, right? If you were to watch it through goggles, you would feel like you're inside of some kind of a device, some kind of a machine, hurtling through time and space. That's kind of what I want to do. Something like that. Since I've never been able to build an actual physical representation of a time machine, this is it. This is this device in front of me, this console here. This is my time machine. This room, this is the vehicle within which this time machine is housed, right? What the hell is he fucking talking about? Somebody get this guy a shrink. Don't worry, my daughter is studying psychology. She'll have me all figured out. You know, probably decades after I'm gone, she'll get me figured out. You know, that's why he was alone. Yeah. It's actually quite sad. My story. Quite sad, but true. Yep. Oh well. Nothing lasts forever. You don't always get what you want. That's the way the cookie crumbles. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. What the hell? Yeah. So anyway, I stay occupied. I stay busy. I try to use my imagination, my creativity as much as possible. As much as my depression will allow me. My depression won't allow me access to all of my being at all times. It only says, oh, you know what? You're only allowed to do this. You're not allowed to fuck with any of that shit, because if you do, it'll make you feel lousy. And I can't control it. So I go wherever my mind lets me go. You know? And I can't control it. I can, however, control the temperature of my coffee. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to heat up my coffee, walk in front of the camera. I'll be right back. See, normally I get up at 4 and I come out here at about 4:20, and I get on and put my pre-show on by 4:30, and then I make coffee and I go to the restroom and I get my coffee and I get something to eat and I come sit down in here, and I've got about 5 or 10 minutes before live, right? So I keep pretty busy during that first hour that I'm awake. When I can't sleep and I'm kind of awake all morning long, and why am I glitchy? Is it glitchy there too? It's probably just my phone. Yeah, when I'm up too early, then it like feels like the show is taking forever, right? I feel like I've been on her an hour already, and it's only been 20 minutes. That's pretty fucked up. When you want your own show to have a more rapid pace, and this is all I get. This is it. This is it, man. This is fucking it. I was just remembering looking up at the Over the Edge poster, your movie poster, and I was just remembering the cop from that, and how he was just so oblivious to how much of a dick he was, right? I've known some dick cops in my day, but that guy was an asshole. I've known some really righteous, cool cops too. But that was back in the day. It's hard to find a really righteously cool cop nowadays, because they're so gung ho, and they're so devoted to their job and their country and their, you know, first responderness, and they're just. You can't talk to them because they've got like this tunnel vision, and that's all. There's only this, you know, certain world that they're in, you know. And it's pretty fucked up, you know. When you come from the days of having your local cops and sheriffs just show up at a barbecue out of uniform and hang out and be one of the gang, you know, or go to a local barbecue and just be one of the gang, one of the neighborhood people, you know, and then when they're in their uniform, they still have that connection to the community, and then it's not there anymore, right? It's just not there anymore, you know. I don't know. I don't think it's me, you know. I get out there. I know a lot of people in the community. I get out in the community. I do a lot of stuff for a guy who suffers from hardcore depression. I don't ever hear about, oh, that guy's a cop or this, that. That never happens, you know. And that's fucked up, you know. Because you want to be able to say, hey, how's it going, man? What's up? You could stop in by for dinner Sunday, right? You want to do that, and they don't give you the ability to do that, right? It's like you don't even want to fucking look at them in uniform, let alone out of uniform, you know. And I didn't do that. I didn't just all of a sudden come along and think that way, you know. I've never been a fan of cops, but I've always been okay with people, and cops are people, right? And so therefore, for the most part, I've always been okay with cops, as long as they're people first. And there's just not that anymore, you know, and it sucks, you know. I had a friend for a long time whose brother was an LAPD cop, right? And that was very, very cool. He was a cop. He did his job. He was his thing, his career, his life, and everything. But he was still a member of the frickin' community and one of the guys, right? I remember him putting me on the back of his Katana motorcycle, right? And I'm in my late teens, early 20s. And he's and yeah, come on, well, I'll give you a ride on the bike to show you some fast. And he did. We cruised through the neighborhood real slow. We got out onto Lake or Lakeshore, whatever the main street was there. He fucking popped a wheelie from the stop sign like this, right? Popped a wheelie, pulled out onto the street, leaned that fucking wheelie to the right, and took off down the road that way. I had never done a one-wheeled right-hand turn on a anything, and I don't know how it happened, but it was like he lifted it up, took off, and went right. We lifted up straight and took off and went fucking right, and rode that wheelie for like a half a mile. While he's fucking just hauling ass and changing gears, and I'm like, motherfucker, please. I'm holding on to this son of a bitch for dear life. And he took us out, took us up, I can't remember the name of the street, but it's a little back street that went up behind the neighborhood, went up and came out and got on the freeway, and went on the freeway, and I looked down at the speedometer, and it was, oh man, I don't know, it was 150 or 160 or so. It was just fucking, wow, we were just like a rocket. And he got it up, and the going from one on-ramp to the off-ramp a couple of miles just took like a couple of seconds. It was crazy. It was fucking crazy. I had been on the back of his brother's motorcycle a lot. We went everywhere together, right? I wasn't a motorcycle driver or rider. But I was okay riding on the back of somebody who knew what they were doing, you know. And that was a fun trip, you know. And he was a cop. But that happened a lot back in that day, you know. Even if you got stopped by the local sheriff, the local cop, the city town cop, most of the time it was okay, because they realize they have a connection with that community, you know. And nowadays, it's like you don't know who the fuck's in your town. You don't know who the fuck these people are. Are they tourists? Are they fucking drug dealers? Are they gangsters? So I get it. I get it. They never know what the fuck they're walking into nowadays. Things have changed a lot. But still, we should still have that connection, right? Yeah, they show up at the local things and have a booth once in a while, and you can talk to them and get a handshake out of them or something. But that's it. They're still on duty. They're still cops. They're still doing their cop thing. They're not really a member of the community at that point. They're just, you know, guardians of property, basically. Lackeys for the businesses and the wealthy people. You know, we're the demographic that they're worried about. Yeah, it's just weird. It's just weird anymore. You know? It's like, oh my god. Who the fuck are these people in my town? I say that every day when we go out. Who are all these people? There are so many tourists. So many tourists every single day. Especially certain times of the year. They're always there. Every day of the week. Always, always, always. Not as many as on the weekend, but they're always there. And then the weekend comes and it's just a madhouse. A freaking madhouse. I feel like I want to go and take a paint sprayer and go out there in the middle of the night and spray a bunch of crosswalks. Right? I mean, wouldn't that be great? Right? Just take some fucking cones, some flashy lights, and a fucking paint sprayer, and a bunch of fucking reflective white paint. And that's it, baby. That's it. Put a little fucking laser light on the son of that bitch. On what the hell did I say? Anyway. Yeah, this town needs it. I'm really thinking about going to the next town meeting and asking, you know, have we discussed this? Because it's getting really bad. It's getting really bad out there. You know, all of a sudden you're cruising through town. The speed limit needs to be changed. It's 40 through town. It needs to be 25. It's a neighborhood. When you got that many people walking around, it's a fucking neighborhood. It's a community. You need to slow them down. Somebody's going to get killed. And there needs to be more crosswalks. You got groups of people just rushing out into the middle of the fucking street, not giving a shit, because they're tourists, and they pull that same thing I do when I'm a tourist. I'm a tourist, I can do what I want, right? And if you don't give tourists a direction to go in, they'll make their own fucking direction. They're like a herd of cattle getting stampeded, you know, and they'll just do whatever the fuck they want. And you can't let them, because they know that they can just run around and do whatever the fuck they want. And if you got somebody in town, what we need is crosswalks, a lower speed limit, and a couple of local cops on horseback on the weekends, right? Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. It's that bad. We get upwards of almost over 2 million people. I'm going to assume that it's upwards of 3 million people now a year just into the park, which means our community is really feeling the brunt of that. And when they say visitors to the park, they mean carloads. Okay? They mean cars. Whether it's one person or 20 persons, it's a car. And we have buses pull into town. We have big vans, groups, tours, and just throngs of average people coming from the cities to look at these stupid little trees, of course. I don't know why it is such a draw. Why is it such a draw for people to come out here? Something about the desert. Yep, I gotta burn this little thread off of my bandage here because it just keeps bugging my eyes. It's a buggin'. It's a bloody buggin'. It's a buggin'. Well, I can't believe I got my video time machine done. Not quite 2 hours, but 11 or 12 minutes shy of 2 hours. Okay. Right. I was just looking at a note that I made for myself. It has to do with editing some pre-production footage for my friend's music video, which now I'm gonna have a chance to work on now. I can continue creating videos for the channel over here while working on his video here. I need to bring over my external hard drive and do the memory shuffle and get rid of a bunch of stuff that I've already used and free up some more memory. And then I can bring a lot of stuff into the queue and shuffle stuff around and create a bunch of content for the making of said video. I'm thinking about maybe doing a little stop motion. I gotta see if there's a dog trying to get out over here. If you get on that couch, you're probably going to disturb my camera, but go ahead. Do you want to get in there? You don't know what you want to do? You just want to bug me? You just want to bug me? Are you a bugging? Are you a bugging? Yeah, I'll move your bed today. I know you hate getting in that corner. Alright, let's see if she moves the camera. I think I got the tripod bumped up against the sofa. She just wants to sit there and stare at me. Don't do it. Don't sit there and stare at me. Go lay down. Go lay down. Get up on the couch. Get on the sofa. Mira tu cama. Get up there. Mira tu cama. Ve tu cama. Arr. Alright. She'll figure it out. Until then, she'll just stare at me. I'll have to ignore her. Arr. Okay. Where was I? I think I was loading a Bong Hit, because that's pretty much my speed this morning. Yeah. Being tired a lot. That's one of those things. Comes with age and illness and depression. Standing on the other side of the ladder looking at me through it. Well, I think she wants to get on the couch, but she's scared of that tripod. She's a weird dog. Other dogs would just fucking ignore it and wouldn't even notice it, right? If there's any slight change in the room's appearance from moment to moment, day to day, hour to hour, whatever, doesn't matter. She'll come in and she'll see a change and she'll be like, oh fuck, what happened? What's going on? What are you doing? I'm like, geez, dog, I just moved a box from this side of the room to that side of the room. And she's like, nope, I can't be in here now. Nope, you threw off my chi. The feng shui in the room is gone. It's like, geez, dog, chill out. Or she'll just get nervous. Is there something in that box? Why did you put that there? Is it gonna hurt me? I don't know, dog. Mira tu cama. Mira tu cama. You can get on the couch. You can get on the couch. Go on. Go on, you can get on the couch. I gotta talk to her real nice or she'll freak out. She's over emotional. Yeah, like there's a lot of that in the house. Right? We're just an emotional bunch. Oh my God. Is that like the Brady Bunch? Yeah. Yeah. Here's the story of a cookie family. Yeah. Totally. Hmm. Yeah. I just keep seeing little bits and pieces and elements and stuff, so I just need to, if something is like, yeah, I need to keep that, then I gotta jot it down. Sometimes I get a little whiff of an idea and then it's gone. Before I can even get a glimpse of what it was, it's gone. Yeah. I think you should see a doctor. Yeah. Yeah, right. I see doctors all the time. The trouble is they don't see me. They see a prescription. So therefore, fuck doctors. Hi, baby. It's okay. I use the F word. Drop an F-bomb and she wigs. She's getting used to it, though. Before, all I had to do was make the F sound. And she'd just run. And now, I can drop the F-bomb and she'll just look at me and go, is everything okay? Yeah. Dog's had some trauma with the F-bomb. Thanks, Dad. So what do I need to do? I need to make a list of everything in tomorrow night's video time machine, so I have it in my file so that when I'm programming the next video time machine or the next, I can look back and think, did I use this already? There is something, this one, I think there's like one item that I'm reusing from a previous video time machine, just one. But I had to. It was muy importante. I think I did okay. I think I did okay with this video time machine. I'm hoping it doesn't cause me distress later. I hope it doesn't get me some kind of copyright violation later, which could very well happen at any time, which sucks. Which is exactly why I want to do the hard drive and get my material off of YouTube and home. I mean, keep it on YouTube, but have it, you know. She's getting up on the couch. She's looking at it. No, she changed her mind. She says, damn that tripod, I'm scared of it. Now she's under the ladder again. Walks under the ladder. She's scared of a tripod, but she'll walk under a ladder. Come on. You gonna get in here? Come on, you get in there. There's your bed. Get in there. Go ahead. You got it. There you go. You got to slink a little bit because it's a little low. There you go. Good girl. Yeah, good girl. Yeah, good baby. Got to talk nice or she'll get nervous and run off. Good girl. That's a good girl. That's a good baby girl. Lay down. Lay down there and then we can hang out together, okay? Good girl. Yeah, good girl. You're not going to stay there, huh? No. She got nervous. She just can't figure it out. Here we go. Is the camera moving? A little. Huh? A little bit. Huh? Good girl. That's a good girl. She's just standing on the couch, doesn't know what to do. It's like I got my box with the lights on the other side of the couch and tripod on this side. She's like, I don't know what to do, man. There's monsters all around me. Where do I put my big butt? What do I do? Can I sit here? Is this okay? What is that thing? All right, I better move. Maybe if I look away. There you go. Psst, psst. Hey, no, don't lick your leg, because then you'll make a wet spot. Damn leg lickers. Well. I'm raring to go. And pretty beat up at the same time. I better heat up. Alright, let me warm up this coffee. Because I like it hot, sweet and hot. She's outside, and it is cloudy and cold and windy, and it looks like it might rain. So I gotta get out there and put away some tools. Just as I was leaving to go clean a house yesterday, the neighbor, one of my wife's new friends, came down and asked to borrow a wrench. So I had to go into the tool shed and dig out a wrench, and I didn't remember where I had last seen a wrench, so I had to dig through a couple of different boxes and pull them out. And I was in no mood to sit and put everything back. It was like I was already late. So I've got a couple of toolboxes sitting outside my tool shed, and it's open. So I need to put that away and get that taken care of before the rain sets in, because that's important, isn't it? Right, it is. It is. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. No, really. No, really. No, really. I say. Let's see. If I had a tail, would I still be a human? I mean, like a fucking tail, like the wagging the son of a bitch, walking into a room and turning too fast and knocking shit off of the table. A tail. Would I still be human? I don't know. It kind of makes you wonder about the people who were born with tails and had them cut off, right? How big was it? How big would it have gotten? Did it cause any side effects removing it? Were they known to have poor balance? I don't fucking know. Were they agitated easily because they didn't have a tail to wag? I don't know. Let's do some statistical analyses on people who've had tails removed at birth. Statistical analyses. Did he say testicle anal what? I didn't say that. All right, I did at some point, but it wasn't me, it was the other guy. It was the other me. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. Ah, shit. Oh, yeah. So I guess I better go let that dog in here soon. She can't want to stay out there long because it's cold. So, rather than her bark. Okay, let's go back to bed. Come on. Big dog. You big goober. I gotta check to see if another dog wants out now. Why didn't I cut those doggy doors? Why? Because I don't even have the energy to stay awake all day long. I think that guy should see a doctor. Fuck doctors. So now, of course, Sam is awake. So I left my wife's door, the bedroom door, ajar. So he can kind of come and go and figure out what he wants to do. And then once he does, I'll open and close more doors. Because that's what I do. That's what I do. Yeah. Oh, you can see the orange of my curtain there. This is a little curtain my wife made out of scraps to fill in the little piece of window above the air conditioner. The other two windows have full-size curtains. Go ahead. She's such a goober. Back up onto the couch. Let's see if she moves the camera again. No, she got scared. You just gonna sit and stare at me now? Because you're scared of your own shadow? She is. Oh, Shadow, my wife shows me this video. She likes to sit and watch videos. You know, what do you do? All I can do is say, you know, how I feel about things. But I'm not going to berate people constantly to their face. Get off of the phone. Leave the phone. Put it down. You know, it is what it is. She is who she is, you know. So she likes to watch videos, and she likes to watch different types of shows than I do, and different types of movies and stuff, and it's cool. Sometimes we watch stuff together, sometimes we don't. And there's Spunky Sam. Hey, Sam, good morning. Comes in all stiff-tailed and waggly and shaking his butt. Huh. He's getting a little excited here. Can we see it? No. No, they're playing. Psst, 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 psst. What are you doing, Sam? You ready to go back to bed? What do you want to do? You want to come in here? You want to come in here? Hi. How are you? Sporty. Hi, girl. What are you guys gonna do? Psst. Go lay down. She's probably gonna go back to my room and go to sleep. He'll probably do the same thing. Or want to go to sleep with Natalie. Lorit. L-O-R-T, Lort. Oh my God. The mall. Oh my God. Like the mall. That used to be the place around the holidays. What? For a lot of people, it was like the place all the time. But around the holidays, you could find just about anybody at any time at the mall doing some holiday shopping, right? Anytime around, it would pick up around after Halloween, right? You'd see people doing a little early Christmas shopping. Before there was a thing called Black Friday, it was just after Thanksgiving sales, right? That's what it was called, after Thanksgiving Day. Post Thanksgiving's Day sale. But the mall, I remember, I didn't Christmas shop for anyone. Nobody Christmas shopped for me. I didn't Christmas shop for anyone. So when my friend said, let's go to the mall and do some Christmas shopping, I was like, okay. I mean, I had a job and I was working and kind of earning a living so that I could buy things for myself, mainly food and clothing. And that was at 15 years old. So at like 16, 17, my friend says, let's go to the mall. I'm like, okay. And it was weird because he's like, I got to get something for this person and something for mom and something for dad and something for brother and sister. And it's like, he's got to get all of these things. And he's picking out all these things, and he's got a budget that his parents had given him a budget. And it was like, wow. And I've got some, you know, a few bucks that I earned at a job, you know. And hi, Sam. What, you want to come in here? You want to come in there? Putting you in bed? Huh? You just want to sit there in front of the heater like a good little boy? There you go. There you go. But that was weird because I didn't really have anyone to buy anything for. Right? I didn't. I'm sure I made a good showing that I did, and I probably bought a few things for a few different people, maybe even something for somebody in my family. But it was like at that point, if my family, my father, mother were around at holiday season, or I were around them in a holiday season in the 80s or 90s, especially the 80s, my father would have more than likely given me $100 bill. It said, Merry Christmas. Right? Get something that you like for yourself, you know. More than likely, I would use it on everyday things, right? I'd buy something good to eat. I'd buy a nice little sack of weed. You know, I might go to the arcade and blow $20. and then have a few bucks left over, you know, to have in my pocket, right? Because I never had money in my pocket growing up. So that was kind of weird. Once I started to have my own money in my pocket, that was money that I was earning out pushing a broom, moving a shovel, working some factory job somewhere by the time I was in my late teens or 20s. But in my early teens, I remember at 15 getting my first job on a construction site, and working at the casino as a busboy and a dishwasher. And at 16, doing the same thing, going out and trying to find work wherever, you know, somebody unskilled can get, you know, a paycheck. Usually it was something like $5 an hour, right? That dog, he's so crazy. You comfy? You comfy, you little monster, you? My God, he's as cute as a button. All right, stay there. I'm going to go close that door, okay? Stay. All right, good dogs. Good dogs. Thanks for staying. No wedgie, no wedgie, no wedgie. Okay. It's only 6 o'clock. Jeez Louise. Yeah. Let's see, I know I've got something important to talk about. That's probably why I can't remember, because it's so important. Importante. Hi. How are you? You're a good buddy, you know that? You are. My buddy. My buddy. Does the name make the dog? Does the name make the dog's character, or does the dog's character make the name, right? I try to imagine Sam with a different name, and it doesn't work. Even the word buddy, the name buddy, because he's like a really good buddy, or pal, you know, pal, buddy, pal, hey buddy, old pal. Those, either one of those would be a good name for him, but would that suit his character, you know? Because when we first brought him home out of the street, we didn't know what to call him. I just called him Rascal, I think. Did I call you Rascal for a little while? But I tried not to use any name, really. I went through a bunch of names with him to try to find out if maybe we could hit on his name, or something that sounded like his name. And Chiche, or Chinche, something like that, he would hit on that a lot. Every once in a while you say something like that, and he's like, what? So I don't know. Say habla español muy bueno. Maybe he was in a Mexican household. Maybe he was homeless, with a homeless person. I think that he was with an older person and a younger person, because he was really feisty and rowdy and liked to play, but he was also an under the cover, I'm going to relax and be a lapdog now. So I don't know. I just know that this is his place, this is his home. And I couldn't imagine him anywhere else. good-looking boy. He's just staring right into my eyes. He knows I'm talking about him. He's like, oh man, I hate it when you tell that story. I didn't tell the hot dog story, so don't worry. Yeah. So let's see. My wife says that her brother is coming into town. I thought they were going to come over here and hang out. It turns out they're going to Los Angeles for a family thing or a concert or something. It's hard for me to keep up on these things because I can't even keep track of my own life. This channel is the only reason why I know what day of the week and what day of the month it is. Literally, I wrote, when I was finishing the Video Time Machine, and I titled it and did the Video Time Machine episode number and the date, I wrote the year in as 1951. And I'm sitting there saving it out, and I look at it, look down, and it was like, what? This isn't 1951. Of course, because I had been editing and creating videos for radio shows that were of that year. So I was just stuck. I was still time traveling. Duérmete, loco. Home Depot. Gonna have to go to Home Depot this morning before anything else. My wife, after the show, she got up yesterday and made blueberry pancakes with fresh whole blueberries chopped in half. And I go in there and she flips this pancake over, and I'll be damned if it isn't just covered in, looked like polka dots, just covered in blueberries. It looked one of those connection games, right, where there's just a bunch of things you got to turn over, you know, and some of them were halves, and some of them were the round spot, some of them were it was funny. Oh, were they good. I was like, just smothered them in butter, and just a dab of syrup to kind of tie all of the butter and the blueberries together, and some scrambled egg. That was really good yesterday. So I scarfed that down, gave me energy, did some stuff around here, went to work, but then I was done. I don't even remember what I did for lunch yesterday, honestly. I just, I know I came home and within an hour I was crawling into bed. What the hell did I eat? I ate something. I know I ate something. It's leftovers. Half a tuna sandwich. I had tuna left over from yesterday, I believe, or the day before. Yeah, a little half a tuna sandwich on white, and a couple of chips. And some juice, I think, and I was like snoring. What I would love more than anything else is to get all of my sleep in one block at night, like everybody else. I would love that. But pain and insomnia does not permit that. I am not in control of my sleep patterns. And it changes seasonally too. It changes throughout the year. Like right now, I'm less likely to take a nap during the middle of the day, a couple of times a week. But then again, things keep changing physically, so that's probably going to change too. I'll probably see more naps Unless I can see longer nights sleeping, I'm just going to see more naps. And seeing more sleep at night, it's not likely to happen. The mall. I don't know what I want to do about Christmas this year. I'm not really good at picking out gifts for people. I always wind up picking out things that I think they would like, rather than things that I know they would like. So, I don't know. I'm just going to ask my wife and daughter, just, you know, hey, daughter, can you help me with Mom's gifts? And hey, Mom, can you help me with Natalie's gifts? And that's it. And then I don't have to, you know, they know what they like, right? They know what the other one likes. I'm not really good at that. I don't even know what I like, so that's why. Or maybe it's because I like too much. I don't know, man. I just don't fucking know. God, to see that dog all curled up in that big puffy blanket inside that doggy bed. I just want to curl up right with him. Wouldn't that blow his mind if I crawled in there with him? Wouldn't that be weird if I could shrink myself down to about, you know, a doll size, and jump in there with him, ride him like a horse? Oh, that'd be cool. He would freak out, wouldn't he? He'd be looking at me like, dude, you're small. That'd be funny. Then I could curl up in his lap. I could be the small spoon. That sounds dumb. Okay, video time machine done. Man, that feels so good. Yeah, the fact that I'm able to do them in a couple of hours. You know, this one was almost 2 hours long, and I was able to put it together in about that amount of time, in a couple of hours. So that feels good. I pretty much squeezed my files dry with this show. Depending on what happens next week, I may go without a video time machine next week. And just spend the week kind of gathering resources and making other videos, working on pre-production video segments for my friend's music video. Like I said before, I'm trying not to concentrate on shirts because I'm just spinning my wheels at this point until I get people helping with the donation gathering. I'm pretty much, you know, a one-horse race. And if, you know, and this is gonna determine if these limited edition shirts are really limited, because we ain't gonna make no fucking more. I'm gonna do whatever I can to pay off whatever shirts I've made and just call it quits, right? Or maybe go and have shirts for myself made, right? Get a bunch of my own shirts made and then tell people, look, if you want a shirt, you're going to have to donate double to get a shirt, because now I'm going to have them specially made and yada, yada, yada. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I want to stay positive, which is why I'm not dealing with shirts right now. Any slight hint of negativity is just going to bring me down. So, no news is good news, I guess. I'm just going to assume that people are trying to collect donations, and that at some point I'm going to start getting checks in the mail and requests for t-shirts, right? And I can only hope. So, I won't be doing anything with shirts. I may work on some designs if I have the time, but that's just going to make me think about shirts. So I fear I might have done this wrong and bitten off more than I could chew in the first chunk of shirts. So we'll see. At this point, I just want to get enough donations in to pay for the shirts that I've already agreed to purchase, right? If I go to them and say, look, you know, how much to just cash out now, that this is as far as we're going to go. You know, nobody else is doing any of that kind of shit, and I'm not gonna hold out hope. You know, fuck them. So if I have to do that, and I don't want to, but you know, I'm sure they'll be okay, because they kind of knew going into this that it was just a gamble. You know, it was just a gamble. So hopefully this gamble is going to pay off. But if it doesn't, oh well. I'll still have some shirts made, but I'll have them made for me, and I'll probably have them made in some online place that's going to do them real fucking cheap. You know, because that's what I can afford, is real fucking cheap. Although I did make some really nice, expensive shirts for a good price, people are just not, you know, so far I don't see people being interested enough to keep this going. Anyway, I promised myself I wasn't going to think about it, wasn't going to harp on it, so I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to walk away from it. No more talking about shirts. Yeah. Studio. That's where it's at. That's where my focus needs to stay. It needs to stay in-house, needs to stay in the studio, needs to stay with my own stuff. That's where I'm happiest. That's where I have the most control, and that's what I can count on. I can count on myself. I can count on myself and my family, my wife and daughter. I can count on getting stuff done here if things need to happen. Granted, if I'm responsible for getting it done, it may take a little bit longer, because I gotta do it in between fucking naps. And in between depressive blackouts, right? Am I gone? This bowl's getting a little chipped up here. Ain't that a shame? 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 I just hope I didn't drop a little piece on the carpet. Yeah, I'll have to vacuum in here. Ain't that a shame? Ain't that a shame? Totally. It is a shame. It's all shame on you. If you can't dance too. Because that's the way it is, man. If you can't dance, then Shame on you. Because everybody can dance. If you can't dance, you're just afraid, man. You're just afeared. You're just afeared. Ah, jeez. Is there something going on here that I don't know about? I don't think so, George. Definitely not that, George. Tell me about the rabbits, George. No, I refuse to talk about the rabbits anymore, Lenny. Jeez Louise. Good dog, Rita. Good dog. Definitely good dog, Rita. Yeah. Oh, it still hurts. So last night I got out of bed. I was a little stumbly and had my hand along my side, and I stumbled against the door jamb, and my hand right here pushed up against the little metal receiver for the hasp on the door lock, right? The little thing that's on the door jamb that the lock slides into. And I heard it go crunch. And it left a line there for a little while. There's just a little mark there, but I can feel a crease inside my skin where I bumped that fucking thing. And I don't know what crunched, but my hand, I can't make a fist because it hurts like hell when I put that much strain on it. I can't make a really strong fist anyway because of the nerve damage in my neck has caused my arms to lose their muscular density. Right? I can still give you a pretty good uppercut that'll knock your teeth out, but yeah, for the most part I'm screwed. Screwed, loot, and tattoo. And I'm going to start thinking about doing my last couple of gulps of coffee here. So, what is going on today? I'm going to continue creating Dimension X videos on this computer. After this, let's see, 1, 2, 3, plus 6. So that's, I got 9 more episodes to create. Man, my hand hurts just because I tried to make a fist. Idiot. Leave it alone. Ignore it. And then I've got about 8 or 10 Gildersleeves over here to make. So I've got to do the graphics first. So that's a lot of typing, right? So I'll probably get on that first this morning until it's time to get up and work or get up and leave the house and go to Home Depot. At some time here before the show is over, I might get on and create some graphics. If I do, I'll take you along with me and show you how I do it. Yeah. I'm lost. I'm just faking it. I'm just pretending here. I don't know what's going on. I haven't got a clue. I am not the old wise man on the hill. I'm not a guru. I'm not a know-it-all. I am one confused motherfucker. But if you never watch this part of this episode, then you'll never know that. And you'll think, my God, this guy's got it together. Listen to that. Shit. This guy's where it's at, man. Yeah, right. Like nobody ever says that about me.
way. So I think I'm going to do this bookshelf behind me, or those 45s. You can see those 45s there. I've got some empty room there, and some other empty shelves. I'm going to start swapping out DVDs again. I'm going to go on one of those missions, right, where I'm going to have movies playing all the time, and I'm going to watch as many movies as I can, right? I won't always be paying attention. Sometimes the volume will be down. I may have something on here while I'm doing a show, but I feel like it's time to start doing favorites again. You know, listening to favorite albums, enjoying favorite movies, favorite books, doing favorite things again, and kind of getting the favorites out of the way. You know, it's like, oh, I'm going to watch this for one last time. Okay, I'm going to do this for one last time, that kind of a thing, and just kind of get stuff out of the way. Because every once in a while I feel like you need to think about stuff like, this is the last time I could possibly ever do this. What about? What if? You know, what if? So I'm trying to live each day as best I can like that. Like, this is the last day. What am I going to do to fill this day that's going to make this day worth it being the last day, right? It's hard to do that when you can barely stay awake and you got your split fucking shift sleeping thing going on. It's fucked up. It's hard to enjoy something when you know you're going to be wiped out halfway through it, and then you get halfway through it and you're just destroyed. As much as you've planned to not be destroyed halfway through it, you're destroyed halfway through it. It sucks. It completely fucking sucks. It blows fucking dick, right? Ain't much I can do about it. Ain't much at all. So, trying to find some control. I'm going to work on diet and health, figuring that's going to be the easiest way to fix whatever's going on, right? At least the easiest to help alleviate what's been going on. Mainly energy, sleep, nutrition, that kind of stuff. Too much sugar, not enough protein, you know. Yep. Look at my face, it's all beat up. It's all fucking beat up, man. The profile, maybe tomorrow I'll set the camera up straight on. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday. Thanksgiving Thursday. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just put the camera right over there and get it more of a straight on shot. What the hell? I was winging it this morning. Actually, I set it up last night before I went to sleep. So, yeah. Breakfast is going to be a good thing. Yeah. So I went ahead and proposed the idea of, you know, changing our diet a little bit, switching things up. Had a good positive response from my daughter. My wife's like, sure, whatever. Sure, whatever.
She always eats good anyway. She's always eating right. She's always eating fruit and eating whole foods and stuff. I'm the pain in the ass. My daughter, she'll bounce back and forth between eating the stuff, the junk food that we like, and then the good healthy stuff that Mom likes to make and eat. It's just the way it is. So we need to have more balance there. We literally need to take all of these processed things and pack them away, and then use them as, like rewards or something, or as emergency provisions. When you're doing emergency provisions, you want comfort foods. You want to be able to make some macaroni and cheese, when you've been eating beans and rice. You want to be able to add a little bit of tuna or something, to that when you've been eating beans and rice. So I love beans and rice. I grew up eating beans and rice all the time because that's what we could eat. And that's great food. It's good emergency food, especially because you can just have just tubs, buckets filled with beans and rice stored on shelves, and all you need is clean water. Clean water, and salt, and a few other whatever else you can throw in there, right? Go out and kill a rabbit. Whatever you gotta do. But we need to get rid of all of these processed foods from our main staple diet. And once I start to build up a surplus of energy, then I can be responsible for making our daily consumables. I'm not going to churn butter. I'm not going to milk a cow, but I can make bread. I can make desserts. I can make meals. I can make lunch meats. And then we're just responsible for buying whole foods to create with, have a good, now's the time to get one of those really, really nice Gucci seasoning racks with all the seasonings, right? And that really helps when you're cooking. I remember that when I was little, my father used to tell me about Vietnam all the time. He always had a story about Vietnam for any occasion. And of course, when we were like hungry and destitute, he would tell us these stories about being hungry and destitute in Vietnam on the firing lines and shit, and just not really having any comfort food, any really good sustaining, morale boosting food, right? It was always the same cans of crap in the rations. And he said that he used to keep extra things with him so that he could take a regular ration, C ration or whatever they called them then, and turn it into a really bitchin' meal. And he would trade stuff for guys. He would take the crap that nobody wanted, and because he could take that and create something out of it, right? Like he used to take this little canned biscuit that you would heat up in the can, and it would bake in the can, and he would heat it up with with fruit, and he would make like this upside down pineapple cake fruit little thing, right? Which it probably tasted horrible to the average person in the United States at the time, but for a guy on the front line, it was different. It was, it was unique. He said that he always carried extra seasonings with him, a little, salt and pepper and other little seasonings that he could add to things. He said he always kept a sock filled with rice so that he could add a little bit of rice into a cup and boil it and make rice, and then add stuff to that to make a bigger, better meal, and then have seasonings to create stuff. Yeah. So, I think it's time for the family to kind of go back to basics and and I'll be that guy at the breadboard, you know, at the stove, doing whatever I got to do to make sure that we've got breakfast, lunch, and dinner made from scratch every day for most of the week, and then be living on leftovers the other days of the week, right? But they're homemade leftovers. And I can do that. That's an easy job there. I remember in the early 90s, my parents had finally split up, and I was living with my father again in the school bus. And this kind of happened off and on from like 86, 87, after my parents split up. I would kind of go back and spend time living with the old man, because it was, you know, he was dad. I don't think he liked it much, but he tolerated me. But he'd go out and he'd go to work every day, and he'd come home, and I would try, you know, dealing with depression and stuff, I would try to, which is why I was at home, was because I couldn't be out in the world anymore, because I would become like fucking suicidal. So I had to go home and hide from the world. And I tried to be responsible for grocery shopping, making a menu, creating meals and desserts and stuff, out of a really low budget, right? Because his budget was mainly for after rent and utilities and gas and all that stuff. His budget was mainly for weed. And he would worry about the weed first, and then whatever was left over, he would use that for food for the week or for the month, right? And so when I was there and that budget had to stretch to cover me, I had to get very creative, right? And it meant creating stuff from scratch from low-cost Whole Foods. Of course, Whole Foods are getting more expensive, so you really have to stretch that dollar and make that meal last more than one meal, right? Like a whole chicken has to last more than one meal, especially in a household of three, sometimes four if we share with the neighbor. But still, one chicken for a household of four on average should last 3 days, right? How do you do that? Well, you have a pretty good chicken dinner the first night with all the trimmings and mashed potatoes and gravy, but then afterwards, the next night, you've got to make something with half of those leftovers to make a meal, right? Even if that meal is a lunch, it's still a meal and counts. And then the third day, it can get really creative. You know, there's not much meat left. What do you do with it? Well, you're going to look at a lot of potatoes and rice and vegetables and stuff in with it, which is fine. I like to go, you know, if we're going to do chicken, beef, chicken, beef, you know, then we need to go, let's do a veggie night or a pasta night or a rice night, something that's got like no meat in it, right? And then do that for a night or two and kind of work back up to having red meat. It's just not good. You can't eat bacon at every meal. It's just not healthy. You'll die. So we try not to. That's it. As my stomach does its rolling thunder. Rolling thunder. Yeah, like for sure. Oh my god. Oh my god. Crap. So last night I finally got stuff going onto YouTube, and I think it was like 2 a.m. I closed the bar, and I finally was dozing off. 2 a.m. was the last time I looked at the clock. Of course, I had to get up at about 3 and take a leak, and then back into bed for an hour, and then it took a little longer to get back to sleep that time, and as soon as I felt like I was asleep, I was wide awake again with that 4 a.m. alarm, and it was like, oh fuck it, I gotta get up. And I didn't snooze. I just got up, came in here, and noticed that it was still saving. The video that I created was still saving. And then it went to processing, and I'm like, oh God, my show is going to be late. It says it's going to take an hour to process, which means I may make it to the show on time. And then all of a sudden it says, all right, a couple of minutes left. Copyright's okay. So I started my pre-show just about on time, and that was cool. I wish I had 3 of me, or at least just one healthy me at this point. You know, I just want to get shit done. And like I said, I think the only way I'm going to be able to accomplish that at this point, without getting over fucking prescribed a bunch of garbage, is just to change my diet. And then start to introduce some more physical stuff, right? Even if it's just walking, even if I'm just getting up and walking around the block, have a couple of dumbbells, and that's it. I think it'd be great if I had a conveyor belt. What do they call it? A walking machine, a whatcha? Yeah, that would be nice. And then I could just never have to leave my house. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. I'm just in a little bit of a mental quandary. As much as I hate doctors and the idea of going to see a doctor, there is going to become a point. It's probably going to be the point of no return, right? But there's going to become a point where I'm going to have to go to the doctor. Things are going to get so bad physically for me that I just won't be able to function at all, period. Right. Right now, things are very uncomfortable and painful, and I feel dirty. I just feel like yuck all the time. Like I said, I don't know if she's getting up today, but I better go ask, just in case. I'll be back in a few seconds. I was coming back to my seat here, and I heard some weird banging noises outside, and I checked, and it was my neighbor throwing some boxes out off his porch, which is the sign for please take this to the trash, which is exactly what he's been instructed to do. Man, you got trash in your house, get it the fuck out and throw it outside. One of your neighbors or the park maintenance guy will come by and take it away. Period. End of story. No payment necessary, right? Just good neighborly. Just don't let that shit build up in your house, dude. And he's got 5 cats living in that little tiny home. So he goes through a lot of kitty litter, right? Needless to say, that house has quite the aroma. I can't go in there for more than a couple of seconds. I mean, literally 1, 2, I'm out. And I have to be holding my breath. And I can't hold my breath the way I used to. You know. And it's nothing to, you know, disrespect anyone. You know, that's just the way it is. You know, everybody is different. Some people live much differently than others. And I can dig that, you know. My wife is a little bit, has a more stronger constitution, so she's able to suck it up and deal with it, you know. Women. So there's more banging and stomping across the floor, and more things dropping off the porch. Good. Good. Totally good. I would only hope that if I was in a similar circumstances as an older gentleman like myself, if I had his life, I would just hope that there was a neighbor like my wife who would be there, you know. Because I know if it were me, it would be like, eh. I am so lucky to get, you know, the family that I have, really. I don't know, I feel like I want to go lay down for another hour. I guess it depends on if my wife gets up. If she's not up by 8, then I may go crawl back into bed for another hour. I want to have some energy today, right? But last night totally threw off my energy gathering schedule. Regardless, I got to get this light done today. I got to get to home. Maybe getting up and going to Home Depot will get me moving, you know. Come home and continue working on this while she makes some lunch, and then do some lunch and finish it and be done with it, and then take a nap. Because I feel like I've created this video monstrosity here on YouTube, and I have to keep feeding it. It is hungry. It is a hungry beast. And now I need to switch gears, and I need to start feeding this beast original content. What I'd like to do for several months is be the local bring me your video guy, and we'll make a music video, and you know, that's not so bad, because there's a lot of people out here I would love to collaborate with musically, but I'm a schmutz on any kind of instrument. I'm just not capable, right? Yeah, I can do my own thing, but I don't think that I'm good enough to collaborate with anybody. David has been kind enough to collaborate with me, and he's able to do it on my level because he's so skilled on multi-levels. So that's really cool. I think if I tried to go to anybody else to collaborate, I would feel like an idiot, right? Because I can't read music. I don't really know any chords. You know, I don't have any calluses. I'm not really musically talented. You know, I can pretend. I'm really good at pretending. So I can do covers, and I could then take what I've learned from those covers and then kind of create my own stuff. But I'm not a musician. I'm not a singer-songwriter. I'm just a pretender. Which is why I can put it down and leave it alone and not deal with it for 6 months at a fucking time, or a year, or 10 years, right? I would like to be, which is why every once in a while I pull out the guitar and the notebook and I pretend. But that's it. That's the best I can do. I thought I wasn't going to have coffee creamer this morning, but my wife went out and she got it yesterday. So that was nice. I'm down to 1 cup a morning. I am going to switch to a smaller cup, and then a smaller cup, and then a smaller cup every morning until I'm cupless. And then my coffee mugs become tea mugs for a while. Or not. I may just go straight to breakfast in the morning with whole juice and then water. Water and juice, whole juice throughout the day. I need to get into the habit of eating right when I wake up, and then snacking every couple of hours. Whether I'm snacking or eating a meal, I need to eat every couple of hours every day, all day. I think that's going to help my energy level, help my metabolism adjust to eating all of these real foods, right? This big dog. She got bored on the couch, so now she's on the floor scratching. On the floor scratching. Well, it's just about an hour. Just a little over an hour left. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. I'm going to be here. I am going to actually be, unless I have technical difficulties, but my plan is to be here tomorrow morning. After I get done here tomorrow morning, I am going to turn my channel on and watch it all day long, because all of the stuff that I've programmed, I really haven't had a chance to watch it all. I've just been worried about programming it. If I were to watch everything in its entirety while editing, I'd never get anything done. It would take twice as long. But as it is, I get the element, I put it in there, I trim up the beginning, I trim up the end, I make sure there's a middle, I make sure that it works, and then I drop it. If I had to do that and watch the whole thing, even when I'm gathering material on my internet resources, I don't even watch it then. I'll push play, I'll check it out. If it's going the direction I want it to, I'll hit where's the file, and I'll save it and take it with me. Go to the next place. Am I glitchy? Am I glitchy over there, or is it just my phone that's glitchy? Because I'm seeing glitches like sons of bitches. Hi, big face. What's up? You have food and water? You don't want to go outside again, do you? Want to go outside? No? Want to go to bed? Go lay down. Mira tu cama. Vete tu cama. Get on your bed. I'm just not going to look at you. I'm going to ignore you for an hour because I don't know what you want. And I'm tired of getting up. And look, you're just going to scratch yourself again. Yeah, so I guess what I'll do is this morning I'll keep saving the Dimension X. Keep creating Dimension X episodes until they're all done. I got about, what I say, about 11, no, I said about 6 to go. Got about 6 to go. So 6, 9, that's what I said. I got 9 episodes to do. Takes about an hour to a half an hour per episode to save after I've edited it together. It takes about 10 or 15 minutes to edit together. So that's about 9 hours worth of work. If I can have that going on over here, and then when I'm not busy doing other stuff, be working on titles and graphics and stuff over on this computer, I should be able to stay pretty busy and get a lot of stuff done. Because remember, my ultimate goal is to have programming done and in the can for like 2 months out at the least, so that when I get it all uploaded, I've got 2 free months of not having to do anything at all. At that point, I won't even be going live. If I'm doing a live Minecrafting, it's just going to be me as a Minecraft character and some Grateful Dead music playing, and that's it. Come on, you want to come in here? You want to get in there? You want to get in there? Come on. Go ahead, get in there. Go on, good girl. Yeah, get in there, Mina. Mina, you're good. Go ahead. Go ahead. A noise. I moved my bong and the noise freaked her out. Come on, you want to get in there? You can get in there. No, she's done. Back to the couch. Under the ladder. Under the ladder. Under the ladder. Yeah, hungry. I'm getting hungry. I got 1 hour to go here. I don't know what to make for food. Yesterday she got up and made pancakes because I think she just wanted to get me motivated for working on the ceiling lamp, and she did. But after we cleaned the houses, my motivation was done. So if I can stay motivated this morning, I can do that. I can get that fucker done. The thing is I've got to get that light wired up. And then what's really neat is that I can get the light wired up, and it's got a rack up there on the ceiling. And then all I have to do is take the light with the wire hanging out of it and mount it. So I need to take the light, wire it, lay it on the floor, run the wire through the tracks that I'm going to use, right? So that we can go from the floor straight up with the light, hook the light on, make sure the light's secure, peel the tape off of the tracks, stick them up, and be done with it. That's it. Bing, bang, boom. And then once it's over to here, it's just a matter of tucking the wire into the wall and pulling it down to the outlet or the socket, the switch, and tying it in. That's it. That's all. Bing, bang, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And then since we're going to be in that mode, what I usually like to do is like, okay, if we're done with this project, let's roll right into another project and keep that momentum going, right? And I wanted to do that when we did that gate. It's like, you know what? Give me something to do. Give me another project, right? So it took us that long to get to the light. So I want to go from this light. It's like, okay, within the week, let's do another project. Within the week, let's do another project. Something big, something small, doesn't matter. Let's get something done. If I build my wall in here to hang some cabinets on the back side of this cabinet, I'm going to need to do a lot of work, right? But I'm willing to go there. I'm willing to move this studio out into a frickin' shed outside if I have to get this stuff done if the projects excel. There's also a lot of projects outside. I mean, I want to do paving stones in the backyard, right? It'd be a lot easier to clean and maintain. And then maybe do a little pea pad type fake grass area, which is probably the best thing, and have that as the poop area, and then basically we can clean the poop, and then you know, once a week hang that piece of grass on the other side of the wall and hose it and sanitize it, right? And do the same thing with the paving stones, be able to spray everything down and hose everything down. We've had the yard a while, so I think it's about time that we think about, you know, taking it in that direction to get up off of the dirt. I really want that to be the next project, right? Paving stones in the backyard and a fake grass area that can be cleaned and recycled and stuff. And more doggy access, and I want to give them something to do, right? Some little passages, tunnels, little crow's nests, a tree house, little ramps and pathways and stuff that take them in different directions, so they can get around the yard in like their own world and have places to go to and things to do in those places. Toys, they can go up and smack a toy and a piece of kibble rolls out. You know, make it interactive, an interactive fun yard for them. That'd be neat. That'd be neat. Another goal, another one of those. It used to be just a regular goal. Now I'm looking at like bucket list goals. It's like, I want to do this before. Just get it done before it's, you know, before the old coffee cup is dry. Yep. Look at that. I smoked a lot of weed this morning. I certainly did. And I'm still smoking. Jeez. Well, that's another thing. I need to figure out a schedule of not smoking. Have it like an edible day, like my father's friend Van, who used to drink beer a lot. He used to have a 7-Up day. One day a week he'd drink 7-Up, you know, and give his body a break, give his liver a break. So I need to do that. I need to have like an edible day where I don't do any smoking, and then maybe I can increase those days. Try to give me a little more longevity. Because right now it's looking peaked. That longevity thing's looking peaked. Boy, I got a shine on that head. Dude needs to get some sun. You're telling me. What are you telling me? Stop telling me. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, I guess I'm going to get dressed at 8 and get ready to go out of the house. Even if my wife isn't awake, I'll just grab something to eat and then just get over to Home Depot, get the track and the couple of corners that I need to make this safe and look good. And then it's like mini conduit, right? Running your wires through like mini conduit. And I need that. I need that protection. Safety. And it looks good too. Totally. And then, of course, get this one done ASAP so I can do the one in our bedroom. Projects. I need to start doing projects on the morning show. Every day of the week should be a different project for that themed day. And at the same time, I'll be accomplishing goals of things that I need to be working on, right? So I'll be doing a show about 8 tracks, and I'll be rebuilding 8 tracks, which is something I need to do. I need to rebuild 8-track players and recorders. That's something I need to do. Let's do it alive. Let's see what we need. Let's get input from people. I'll contact people live and say, hey, I got this going on. Help me figure this out. Where do I get the parts? How do I create a part? Can you 3D print me something? And create more of an interactive show with more content going on. So do this for an hour, and then do something theme related for an hour or two. That's going to be some great content. 2 shows in one. I can even segue into those shows with a theme. Yeah, that's great. It's great. It's great. It's great. It's good. That'll be good. I still want to do the Elsinore Brothers and Sisters live, but I think it's not going to be until I get my dental stuff taken care of. And then depending on how my health turns out after that, we'll see. More than likely I'm going to bite off more than I can chew with a lot of these projects, and we'll have to set things aside. If this t-shirt reunion thing doesn't pan out the way I want it to, I'm going to have to divert myself rather than fall into catastrophic depression. So just like now, I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to go there because it just starts that shadow building. Looking around at all the video tapes, Betamax and VHS, and that's like all of the great movies of the 70s and 80s, right? Well, in my mind, anyway. Silverado, Sheena, Beverly Hills Cop. We got Mickey and Maude, The Elephant Man, The Jerk, Taxi Driver, Smokey and the Bandit, Benji, right? King Kong, Sugarland Express, Norma Ray. Wow. And it just goes on and on and on and on It's time for me to blow out my players, clean the heads. Get this little TV back here pumping out movies 24/7. Like the TVs at a video store, right? Just constantly shit playing. The employee's choice, you know. All right, I gotta get motivated. I gotta get motivated. My motor needs waiting. I don't want to wait. I don't want to get waiting for the motor. Ah, geez, don't talk like that. Absolutely. It's disgusting and it's demeaning. Making fun of someone's language. Yeah, that's right, boy. That's just the way it is. Yeah. Like, you know, people need to learn to laugh at themselves again. They've lost that. People take themselves way too seriously. They believe that they're entitled to way too much, right? And they're so totally disrespectful. You know, God, where did that come from? I don't know. I guess it comes from me having to go out into the world today. I'm going to have to go to Home Depot in a little bit. And look at me, I'm calm down. So that's a thing that can cause me great mental anguish going out into the world. Yeah, quite often I'm in a vulnerable place, and going out can be rough. It can also be rough on the people around me, right? When I go out and I interact with these people, and they're like, "Who the fuck is this guy, man? All I did was say sorry," right? But that's not it. You know, it's the reason behind them having to say they're sorry, right? And the fact that people, it's just easier to say sorry than to think and respect and have courtesy, right? It's just sorry. So you disrespect someone, you're discourteous to someone, and you just apologize and move on. Because you just do whatever the fuck you want, and if they don't accept your apology, then fuck them, right? And that's what I get when people say sorry. Like, you know, fucking that's all you're gonna get, take it or leave it, right? I don't owe you shit. So yeah, even if somebody just says sorry, it's not the sorry, it's the reason behind it. And the reason why I'm so fed up with people just apologizing willy-nilly all the time. You know, well, my mom told me to always apologize, right? Well, she should have taught you to, you know, to think first and avoid apologizing. You know, so many people out there. And you get the same people bumping into each other and they're like, sorry, and the other one's like, sorry. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. So get your fucking eyes off your phone, right? I'm coming home yesterday, and I turn onto a street, and there's this lady at the stop, and she's pulling out and turning right, and she pulls out, and before she even starts turning right, she's looking down at her phone, and I'm thinking, how do people get around? How do people navigate? How do people drive anymore when their main concern while driving is that fucking piece of shit in their hand, right? Phones should look like, you know, when you go into the novelty stores and you get the fake vomit and the fake poop, right? phones should be shaped like a big piece of shit, right? And let's see how many people want to hold that big piece of shit up to their face all the time, all day long. It's like, I got to make a phone call, but it even smells like shit. I don't even want to touch it. Oh, God, you put on gloves, and it's like, oh, jeez. Squish, 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 squish is the sound it makes. You know, that would keep people off their fucking phones, or get just people so used to shit, right? Which is what they probably should do. Because, you know, most of the time, they're in the shit. What? Want to go to bed? Want to go outside? Want to lay down? What do you want? Go lay down. Go lay down. I don't know. She's bugging again. She's bugging me. Okay. Holidays. It's picking up a little bit. I'm going to have to shoehorn another hard drive into the budget. And the upgrading of the YouTube so that I can download all of my stuff and bring it home. Bring it home, baby. Bring it home. I have to. If I can't bring it home and curate it and keep it for myself and for my own family history, what good is it out on YouTube if they eventually it gets canceled and erased, right? What good is it to even have done it, right? What's the point? She don't know. She's just gonna stare at me, so I won't ask her. Yeah. But it's like a year. It's like almost a year since I started doing YouTube Live every day, every week. Out of the 52 weeks of the year, I think I've missed a couple of weeks, maybe 3 tops, full weeks. As far as missed episodes, probably another couple of weeks worth of missed episodes. You know, like dailies. So that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of hours of content. I don't know what it's going to look like as far as gigabytes worth of material. Can I even find out? You know, let me go to YouTube and take a look at one of my live videos. And what does it look like? Do they show me what the size is? We'll see. I don't know, dog. I don't know what to tell you. About 3:30, but I ain't gonna make it to the party. Nope. 925 videos. That's only the stuff that has premiered. That's gonna be like over 950, 960 by tomorrow, the end of tomorrow. Totally. So let's see. Let's go to live. And let's see what it looks like. Let's go to manage. And then maybe I'll get a better look at what it is. Size-wise. Okay, live. Okay, let's take a random 3-hour episode. This one is about 3 hours. Let's take a look at it this way and see what we get. I don't see any size. Let's take a look at the details and see what we got. It's got copyright restrictions. Most of them do because of my theme music. Let's see. Customization, analytics, editor. Let's see. Give me a gigabyte count. Looks like I played a movie Monday, right? Alright, let's see. I don't see anything here that's going to tell me how many gigabytes this thing is. Settings. Nope. Comments, subtitles, copyright. Clips. Huh. I guess the only way to find out is going to be just trying to download it and see what it comes out to size-wise, right? Regardless, I'm going to have to get the premium YouTube studio package so that I can do all of that downloading. I'm gonna have to, you know, overnight set up a bunch of stuff to download and then just, I don't know, speed-wise, how much it's going to take. You know, is it going to take me a day to do a week's worth of live stuff downloading? Or am I going to be able to do a month in a day, right? Or the file's going to, can I just click, boom, it's saved, click, boom, it's saved, click, boom, it's saved? Are they going to be is it going to be megabyte size or gigabyte size? You know, music's usually in the kilobyte range. Video media player stuff is usually about, you know, megabytes. Kilobytes are usually a finished video that I've created. But I don't know what it's going to be on YouTube. Maybe it'll be a smaller package and easier to manage. I don't know. Oh God, is it my ribs? God, I'm sorry, you could see my ribs there for a second. Oh wow, look, that's my ribs. No, it's not, that's my shirt. Oh my God! Skeletor. Skeleto. Yeah. I don't expect my health to get any better. I'm just going to try to give me some more time at this point. I'd love to live forever, but I just, at this point, want to try to make it to that reunion, right? I can put myself out about a year out, look out about a year, but that's about as far out as I want to go. I don't expect myself to make it to the next holiday when I'm in a holiday season. You know, I'm looking at my last Thanksgiving, but I've done that for the last, you know, several years. Been trying to look at things as if this is it, it ain't, I ain't gonna make it to the next one. So enjoy this one. I've had some horrible holidays and birthdays and stuff, recently, and it's like, not lately, but within the last 10 years. And, I haven't got time for a bad day, really. I need good days. It's hard to get good days feeling as shitty as I do. But I need more good days. So, I try to be positive and smoke a lot of weed, and try to keep busy. And try to make little accomplishments to make one big accomplishment. Hey, look what I did today. I did a bunch of these little things, and a couple of, medium-sized things, maybe. If I can get this light done today, I'm good. I'll put the channel on hold and go fucking crawl into bed. If I can get that done and just finish up some stuff here, I'm out. I figure tomorrow I'm going to need a lot of energy, so I'm going to try to get to sleep really early tonight. I'm looking at dinner, a movie, and asleep in bed by 8. I'm going to get up at 4, so 8 o'clock is going to be like, if I'm lucky, I'll squeeze in 8 hours. That'll turn into 6 with the up and down, turning over, all that shit. So we're looking, if I can get to sleep by 8 tonight, I can get a usual 6 hours sleep, get up tomorrow with some energy, do my show, get my turkey prepped in the oven by 10, and go clean a house and come back and work on video stuff, clean the house, and work on food, right? It would be nice if we could have dinner in here together tomorrow. So what we're probably going to do is leave the couch kind of pushed back today when we're done, and bring in our little dining table and chairs and set that up in here so we can all sit around a table together and eat. That's going to be fun. My wife doesn't even know, so I'll spring that on her. She'll probably come up with the same idea, right? Why don't we leave that and move the table in, right? And I'll be like, oh, damn it, I was going to say that. Oh, sure, right? Like you always say that. She's always reading my mind, or I'm reading her mind. I'll come up with an idea, and it's only because she thought of it first, and she just didn't say it, right? She'll be like, oh, I was just going to say that. Yeah, but after 25 years, that's the way it works, right? We're always finishing each other's sentences. I'll start a sentence, and she'll finish it in Espanol, which is hilarious. She'll finish my thoughts, vice versa. It's great because after so many years, we really do think alike. We come up with a lot of the same ideas at the same time. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. 7:30, half an hour left. We've been doing this for 2 hours and 56 minutes this morning. That includes the pre-show, the half-hour pre-show, X-1, the Green Hills of Earth. That was fun. We're just going to keep doing Dimension X in the morning before the show, because after the show, we're doing new episodes. So in the morning, my pre-show is kind of a rerun period, where we listen to shows that have already been uploaded. We did that with Dimension X. We'll probably go back to Dimension X and start listening to those over and over and over again in the mornings before my show. That's fun. Like I said, I have so many shows that other channels do. Like I said, one channel's got like over 6,000 of these radio shows uploaded. I'm trying to do a good cross-section of what I enjoy. You know? And I think once I get enough of that, and I get my own original content kind of figured out, I'm going to move on. But I also think that I'm doing a different job of bringing it, you know. I don't do stuff like the average people do, I guess. So, not to say that I'm above average, I'm just unaverage. Yeah. Well, I'm still blown away that I didn't get any severe copyright hits. You know, not being able to view my video in Russia is kind of a bummer. It makes me kind of want to blur out those sections or edit out those sections. But I like to leave the videos in their entirety. I fill these video time machines with so much borrowed content that I run a real high risk of copyright bullshit. The stuff that does get copyright hits is usable, which is pretty much what my borrowed content on this channel is based on. It's based on sharing stuff, right? You want to go outside? Want to go to bed? You want to eat? Want some food? Some water? You want to play poker? What? You don't know, huh? She's just as confused as I am. I know if I get up and move around, she might guide me to whatever it is she wants, but I ain't up to that. I ain't up to that at all. I don't want to play that game. I gotta finish off this room and get it feeling functionable. Right now it's kind of eh. And I gotta be ready for a Christmas tree here pretty soon too. I don't know why we do it. It's just tradition, I guess. You know, it's something to get us together. We work on the tree together. We decorate it together. You know, I don't see it. We use a fake tree because I don't. I would prefer to pay respect to the woodlands and the trees and stuff. And fake trees are so much better. They last longer. We've had our fake tree. We've been using it for like, I don't know, 10 years. Maybe. Can't be that long. We still have the same box that we use it and then we pack it back up into the box and it goes back out into storage, and then we bring it in after Thanksgiving and set it up and take it down after New Year's. This is one of those things. You know, the last few years we've been using Christmas ornaments from my father. This year we've got Christmas ornaments that our friend made, little charms of my wife's parents. So, I don't know what to tell you, dog. You keep staring at me, but... Alright, I'll get up and see if you do anything. You want to go somewhere? You want to do something? Something going on? Something? Anything? Huh? No? You're just going to stare at me still? Alright. What do you want? Huh? You don't know? She don't know. I got up, but you did absolutely nothing. You keep looking that way, but she's going to get up soon anyway. Why don't you just go lay down and relax? She's going to open up that door in a few minutes anyway and come out. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I feel like I need to make 12 to 15 of each show, 12 to 15 episodes of each show that I use right now, just to, you know, and it seems like a lot of these channels have just uploaded bulk amounts of stuff really quick, because they're doing live stuff where they just kind of hit a play on something and it just plays a million audio tracks. And it's probably one of those robo YouTube things, right? And I don't know what purpose that serves, to just, you know, constantly upload every episode of everything, which was never my intention. Well, maybe for some things, but some of my favorites where it's actually feasible to upload every episode, you know, 120, 121 X minus ones, you know, 50 Dimension X's, 5 of those are rebroadcasts, but I'm creating a new video for the rebroadcasted ones just to fill in that extra 5 videos, right? But I don't know. I'm hopefully going to be moving more into original content and taking a lot of this borrowed content and turning it into other stuff, right? Oh, my hand. Yeah, there's a big lump right across the bones in my hand. Nice. What an idiot. Yeah, the whole idea of the channel was to time travel, but we're not going to one place and staying there. I mean, we're all over the place. Where we're going to go next, I don't know. I think we're going to keep up with the educational films for sure. We're going to keep up with the old-time radio shows, wherever that takes us. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably be doing short runs of more obscure shows that I can dig up. Shows from other countries, shows from different time periods, right? It's hard to do all of the shows because when somebody starts singing, if that song is copywritten, I'm pretty much screwed on that episode. So I try to avoid variety shows, comedy shows with singers, Duffy's Tavern, Jack Benny, that kind of shit. But that's already out there. It's already uploaded. People know about all that stuff. And more people probably listen to that and watch those videos more than mine. That's okay. Like I said, I'm just doing this for me, myself, and I, and for my daughter, and for posterity. You know, this is how I lived. This is what I enjoyed when I was living. You know, the things that I grew up with that made me me. Basically. Let's see. We got about 20 minutes left. We are about ready for Thanksgiving. I think my wife has picked up all of the necessary items. If not, when I go out this morning, I will be getting the rest. I got to pick up some juice and some milk, possibly some more eggs, butter, that kind of stuff. Bread. I'm going to check with her and see if we can start a couple of loaves of bread tonight for turkey sandwiches tomorrow and the following days. Also, we would need to start dinner rolls tomorrow at some point, which means in the bread machine until they're risen, and then break them up and stick them into a pan, let them rise again, and bake them. So we've got to do that whole process. And what I'd like to do is use this meal as a catalyst for continuing with the creating meals from whole foods and getting away from the processed foods. I told her don't bring home anything like prepackaged, no canned yams, no canned cranberries, right? Have everything whole, and I will create it from scratch. So right down to the dinner rolls this year and the bread for the sandwiches. Yeah, I'd like to go from scratch. And then get a meat slicer and start doing that regularly. Bread and lunch meat from home, and make real food for lunch. Start making real food for dinner. And this is the perfect time to do that, is to start with this meal. And, you know, giving thanks, but paying it forward. So that, you know, I'm thankful for the opportunity to change my diet this year. So let's do that. Right, Big Dog? We should do the same thing with you guys. Try to change your diet and get you away from those processed kibbles. I don't know how to do that. We tried the fresh pet thing. It seemed like it made you guys really a little lethargic. We tried making homemade food, fresh pet type stuff, rice and chicken and veggies and stuff, but it seemed like it was bad for your teeth. So we need to make some kind of, we need to find some kind of healthy substitute for what you're eating. I know cost shouldn't be an issue, but it's the real world, it is. And you guys eat a lot, which means if we switch to a more expensive food, you guys won't have kibble down all the time. It just won't happen. She's looking at me like, oh man, oh geez. I know you like that. I know you like your full bowl of kibble all the time. Is that why you're looking at me? There's kibble in it. Yeah, she keeps looking at the bedroom door like she wants to go to bed. You can't. Go on the couch. Get on the sofa. Go to bed on the sofa. Mom will be coming out that door any minute now. Okay? I don't want to open it to wake her. You come in here and lay down. You want to go in there and lay down? That's the best I can do, kid. A multi-pot. Is that what they're called? I think that's going to be a way. That, the crock pot, the little oven that we have with a timer on it, a pasta machine. Try to use these, food processor. That's what we need, a food processor. Try to get things that cut down on time so we can still do whole foods, but we just cut down the time, right? Start beans and rice in a crock pot before we take off and come back and it's dinner's ready. You know, let's cook some biscuits and eat. Or, you know, the biscuits are in the fridge, take the towel off, put them in the oven and roast them. I love to cook. We don't have a great kitchen because it's an older mobile home and it's really tiny and there's like no counter space. So my ultimate goal is to build a new wall with upper cabinets and lower cabinets and a countertop. Just for extra room to put things into work, right? And then eventually move the kitchen into there temporarily while we make a new kitchen here. So this year, working on Thanksgiving dinner, we've got a big dining table that we have now. So I'm going to be bringing that into here, into my living room, and set that up for dining. But for the first part of the day, well, I'm going to be using it for prepping food. sit down in a chair at a table and cut vegetables, prep things. We have like no counter space in there, so that's going to help. So this morning, I'm going to finish that light so that we have a bright light over the table. Clean this up and get the table moved in here and get it ready for tomorrow. Get the kitchen cleaned up. Get all of our, everything that we use to create the dinner ready. Get that turkey thawed out. Usually I just, a couple of days before, put it down in the fridge. And then the day before, pull it out, set it on the counter in some water. And it just thaws out just fine. Thaws out just fine. Gets really cold in here overnight in the winter. So, it can thaw out here overnight and stay pretty cool still. What do you want to do, baby? Yeah, it turns out she just wanted to get back in bed with Mom, like everybody else. At this point, I want to just get back into bed with Mom. I don't think I'm going to get my wish. I think it's a pair of pants and some sneakers. And sneakers. Did I say sneakers? Sneakers. And a trip to Home Depot. I don't know what I'm going to do about something to eat. I might just take off, and if she's not awake by the time I'm done and ready to go, I may just take off and grab a breakfast sandwich there at Burger King. Right? And get the few things that we need at the store. And then, of course, grab the couple of things I need from Home Depot. Come back and deal with this fucking thing. I just want it to be done. Over and out. What I need is a ring to put between the ceiling and the light so that I can run the wires out, and it's got room between there and there to have wires tucked up in behind it, wire nuts. It's about the only thing that I really would like. But that's not going to happen. I could cut a piece of wood and then cut the center out and notch it out to run the thing up. And I think that's the best I could come up with at this point. And then just paint it really good white, seal up the edges, and then have a little spacer. I don't think I'll do that. I think I'll figure out a way to bring that wire this way to the track. It's probably going to mean cutting a little piece of the drywall and burrowing a little hole for the wire nuts to tuck up in out of the way. So I could just mount that thing flush there. And that's going to do it. That's going to do it. It's been a while since we've had a dining table Thanksgiving dinner, because we live in such a small, haphazard environment with very little kitchen. I never know when this is going to be set up for an actual living room situation because of my stupid projects, right? And it's hard to find, it's been so hard to find a dining table that's small enough to fit in here. And my wife found a round one with the wings that fold up. So right now it's just against the wall in there and 2 chairs can use it, right? And she's probably the only one that really uses it, right? Occasionally she'll go sit down there and eat. I will usually sit out here with something in my lap or on a TV tray. That's just the way I grew up. We never sat around, rarely did we sit around a table and eat together growing up. So my home life here has kind of been about the same. I think we're probably going to bring that, rather than put a big coffee table in here, leave the little table that I have in here as the coffee table that can be picked up and set aside, leave the ottoman that can be pushed aside, and leave the couch in an area that leaves enough room that we can set the table and 3 chairs around, and it's really lightweight, and we can bring it in, set it up, and a few nights a week I can make a meal and set up a table and have everybody in. And I think that would be really, really cool. And I think I'm just going to start surprising the family by doing that. You know, put some sliders under those feet and slide that thing in here and just do it myself. Make dinner, slide it in. They come home from school and dinner's on the table, right? That feels really good to do something like that, you know, when the girls come home and I got dinner waiting. Better than that, I can have a table dressed, tablecloth, a candle, you know, the place set up with a pot in the middle, and you pull it off and there's all the food, you know. That's a goal right there. That is my New Year's resolution, is to not only make more homemade meals, but serve them as a family right here together. At least once a week, but preferably, you know, every day, as often as I can get away with it, depending on our schedule. Some days we'll be doing leftovers, and it'll be TV trays on the couch. But I really want to make that family mealtime happen more often. We share meals together all the time, sit around together. My daughter will usually pick up her food and go in her room and eat, because she is usually doing something. She's usually busy. She's usually taking time out of her schedule just to get some nourishment. So it's, yeah, just take it with you and eat. At least we know she's eating, right? But to have planned meals where we sit together and actually communicate more, do more together, hang out. School's really stuck it to us as far as a family, right? My daughter has spent more time with her friends and schoolmates and teachers and stuff than she has with her family, and that hurts. So we need to make up a lot of lost time. A lot of lost time, you know. So dinner time, we can change and do dinner time and try to have like movie night. We got a couch now. Got a dining table. I've got plenty of time to cook and to plan meals. So, yeah. I should have angled that camera down a little bit this morning. But at least you don't have to look at me scratching. Yeah. So, tomorrow we start with the first family meal around a dinner table in a long time. A first Thanksgiving around an actual dinner table in such a long time. Wow. I was just thinking in my head, do we have 4 chairs? Did we get 4 chairs with this table? I thought we got 4 chairs with this table. Let me go check. I only see 2. But that's okay. I'll probably just use this one. I'll probably just wheel this one in and use this one there. Ooh, I can't wait. I'm gonna set that up tonight. Or maybe I'll wait and surprise everybody and have it set up here in the morning. Right? Do the light and say, no, let's just leave everything set back. Of course, like I said, my wife will probably beat me to the punch, and she'll think it's her idea. So let's put the table in here, you know. Yeah. Very cool. All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna head on out of here and get dressed, and boogie woogie woogie on over to Home Depot. I might as well do this. I'm going to have to fill this. Don't leave home without it. Yeah. All right, people. You know what time it is. It is time to say g'day, mate. Right? Yeah. I have got to get out of here and get something done today and make up for my long extended journey into dream world yesterday. Yeah. Anyway, y'all know what to do, right? Y'all need to be cool, be kind, spread peace and love, not bullshit. Do something for yourself, but do something for somebody else. Why? Because you're not alone in this world. All right? We're together on this, right? All right, take it easy, Joey. Everybody out there that's been hanging out, happy Thanksgiving. I'll see you in the morning. We'll be back to do this again before I start cooking. Wish me luck on my adventure today. I really got to get this light up. It's muy importante, you know. Most especially, y'all need to stay weird, because if you ain't weird, ain't nobody gonna do it for you. All right, love you, people. Peace. Love. I'll talk to you later. Adios. Yeah, baby. Ba 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 ba. Love you.